Okay, there we go. Hey, Rexy, what's going on, man? I think you might be muted. Yeah.
Is that better?
Yep, now I got you.
There we
Sorry,
go.
I was laughing at myself for a minute because you looked like a still image sitting there, like not moving. I'm guessing you were looking at YouTube.
Oh, yeah. It's just sitting there watching little tubage.
Well, the tube-ubage is a good thing to watch.
It's addicting as all get out.
Oh, I know it. Don't I know it? Well, we're just getting things set up here. We should have Clint with us here in just a second.
Okay.
I wanted to get one more thing done. Here we go.
Guess I should pull this a little closer. Better?
Looking all right to me there, brother. I just think it's framed weird at the moment.
Excuse me. Pardon me.
Okay. There we go. Looks like everything's up and running. So yeah, we should have Clint with us here in just a minute. Ayame may or may not jump on. It depends on whether or not she can get home in time. So we'll see what happens.
Trying to get a little work done or something?
Yeah, she was out taking care of a couple of things. So
that's good.
Yeah, not too shabby. But while we're waiting for those guys to join, let's see here. We'll get this out of the way. Hey, everybody, welcome to Karmic Transmission number 20.
Yeah.
20 of them, Rex. You believe that?
That's 20 of them.
20 of them. That's nuts. For those of you that are listening in, joining us from home, you can find us at karmaincarnate.com is where you can kind of find our main stuff. For our social media, you can find us on YouTube and Facebook at Karma Incarnate. On Twitter, we are at the Karmic Feed. If you ever want to try to get a hold of Ayame directly, she kind of handles a lot of our social media. That's at Ayame X Goddess. I think that about covers them all. So tonight, where we're lucky, is we've got Rex with us. Clint's going to be joining shortly. Ayame on possibly, maybe, who knows. But we're gonna get into some interesting stuff tonight. I think. I'm guessing.
Yeah, why not? Interesting's always good.
Interesting.
That's what people pay for.
So
that's what the people pay for.
That's right.
So
absolutely right.
Comfortable as all get out here.
Is it working for you?
That's better. Well, the light was all weird, so I figured I had to move a little bit.
Well, I need to put a light here somewhere to so I'm not shadowed on one side all the time.
Well, it makes you mysterious, Jakey.
Well, I do have the face made for radio and
Clint?
For print. So, yo, bro, you're on mute. You gotta unmute your mic.
How's that?
There you go. What's going on,
Very
man?
good.
Good.
Good
How
to
are
see
you
guys?
It's good.
Just me and Joey here.
It's God Shack. Look at that hair. Holy cow. Hey, Joey dog.
What's going on, Joey? Well, cool, man.
What the heck? He's how 90% of the population is on like YouTube and social media these days. Just a little bit weary.
Yeah, he wagged his tail.
That's good.
It's really good.
So he'll watch TV. So
does he?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Do you guys leave the TV on when you're all out of the house for him?
No, because we don't want him jumping up at the TV if it's animals and stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, breaking it.
That's smart. Yeah. Smart. See, I have mom at home with all the animals all day, so she has somebody to talk to is kind of the idea.
Yeah. She's like a Dr. Doolittle.
Sort of. She claims to know what the cats are talking about, so
She's coming over trying to give me the gears about like how the cats talk to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
We'll have her talk to us about how she talks to cats one day.
She's the cat whisperer. she's like, hey, don't scratch the couches anymore. They don't listen. They don't
They
listen.
do. They're
They
cats.
don't listen at all, huh?
Cats do as they please, you know.
Not
So-
like dogs. Dogs are much better behaved.
Yeah, dogs are good.
Well, geez, you guys look good. Clint, your beard looks great. Jake, you look fantastic. Mine's a little disheveled. Look at that big old thing.
Various
in.
stages is all.
Yeah.
I
See,
don't
and
think
look,
I have
you
the-
can't see my lips move very much.
I know, me
That's-
either.
Yeah, it's a weird deal.
I did get a trim a couple of weeks ago for a double date that fell through. So,
Double date that went down the dip.
Yep.
Dang, that double date dipping. So
So
it's living on the edge, Jackie. Double dates.
I know. It's something different anyway.
Yeah.
Dude, now that we're all here, I was kind of excited. So Ayame might be joining us later. Doesn't know. She's on her way home from the store and stuff. So she might be on. But at least it could be the three brothers. That was a start. And then the other side was, having Rex on. It's always the best time to ask questions. So I was figuring anything that we want to ask, we can. You just
That
have-
light just went out. That's
Yep.
awesome.
Yep.
Well, now it just makes it even more ominous.
It's the guard shack brownout.
Yeah, shuts down a light. So
Better than the brown note. So
I'd say. So, well, good. Well, how have you guys been to the start of the new year? Have you found anything different, or is it more of the same old pattern?
Well, it's more of the same, I think.
yeah, I would tend to agree.
Pretty.
I hope that it
sketchy.
starts getting a little different. So,
Yeah.
hey, look at that. It's a bright idea.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yep.
So,
What is your file cabinet broken, Jake?
Oh no, sorry. I've got a bunch of stuff all over my desk because my W-2 came in at work today, so I was going to start getting some things ready. And so before we were getting started, I was digging through the filing cabinet. Just forgot to close it all the way. Sam Squanch was like trying to climb in it when he was in here, so I had to throw him out.
Is that whole thing full of documents?
No, not all of it. Just like those two, and then there's stuff in the other drawers. Just storage.
just enough to get me in trouble.
Just
Yeah.
enough to get you in trouble if I go through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might not find anything very interesting. Just how much we don't do. With everything being digital, I've got empty files for like phone bills that I don't actually get in paper anymore. And so it looks funny when you go in there and it's just like empty files that you're shuffling through trying to find the right one to put nothing in. So
It's like my brain lately.
That's your
Bunch of
brain
empty files.
scanning. It's like,
Yeah.
gotta get what's that asshole's name? I forget, the Dewey Decimal up in your brain.
the card
Catalog
catalog.
Catalog consciousness with Dewey Decimal.
It's all digital now, man.
Digital download your consciousness with Dewey Decimal and the dancing tool. Yeah, sounds like something you could buy. So,
It really does.
well, I could get it. What do you think karma is except for a Dewey Decimal system for your brain? I don't know.
Huh?
So, mom's walking around talking to me too. So we've got, she's attending and attending, if that makes
attending
sense.
the attending.
Yeah. Now she's still talking. I love you, Mom. That was a joke. It was kind of funny, but oh
I
well.
shouldn't laugh, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
Anyway.
yeah. So,
What about you? Anything new for you, Rex, or more of the same?
well, it's, the workload never seems to stop, but that's good. Keeps you honest, But other than that, it's more of the same in the simple fact that we still can't do anything that I really want to do. I want to get together with everybody, hang out, want to do some You know, I've been wanting to do a couple talks to start talking about how this is now the perfect time for us to do things like Karma, to try to bring communities together and make changes that actually can make changes, you know. So that's been frustrating, but I'm you know, but at the same time, here in Utah, it's been weird weather, you know, nice and sunny and easy, and you know, so it's I've been feeling good, starting to feel like I'm getting some energy back and ready to want to do some stuff. So, but we just gotta make sure it's safe and we can do what we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be nice when everybody can get back together and stuff.
Yeah, it's you know, it's you forget how important that is, and then how much of the skill you lack and you lose. You know, just that's going to be something interesting to see. Is just like the social impact and how awkward everybody is when we all get to go back.
Yeah.
You know, if we get to go back, because it'll be just, you know, it's like any good skill, without getting to practice it, without getting to go out and be social with people and interact and talk. You just get more and more used to sitting, like Jake said, on my phone, you know, doing YouTube and never talking to anybody, and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely right. I feel like I've lost communication skills just since this started, and I started gardening alone. You know, I don't work with people.
Yeah.
And then I'm home alone most of the day.
Yeah, like Macaulay Culkin, that can cause problems.
Yeah, setting up booby traps for Nisha when she gets home.
That'd be hilarious.
You know what? So long as you're videotaping them, that's going to be the thing. If you can catch a couple of good ones, they might go viral, and then you guys will be set. You know, so
yeah,
booby traps could pay off eventually.
Booby traps. Yeah, like mixing the kid with the Goonies and Macaulay Culkin. Booby traps. So, but yeah, like you're saying, you're there.
Yeah.
Nobody to talk to. You know, it's like driving in a big truck. You just sit there and look out the windshield and do nothing. So
yeah, yell at people who can't hear you.
Yeah, I do that quite a bit too. But I like to hear myself talk, so I'll sit and talk about karma to myself out loud, which is weird. But that's, you know, what you do when you're obsessed with something that can change the world. You know, you just sit and babble about it all day. So
you ever run the tape recorder on your phone? Or
I've tried that before, and every time I do, I don't know. It's and I haven't tried it in a long time, because you always end up feeling like it's recording, and you know it. So the key would be to do it for a long time, and then
to where
on my old phone, which I just recently upgraded my phone, so I've got a newer phone with more storage and stuff like that to make new not DDKs, 5.2 Karmas, that's what they're called now, and other videos with, but I didn't have very much storage, so because I had a bunch of other crap on there, so I never could really record for very long. But you know, it's in. Yeah, I definitely am not quite as eloquent when I'm talking to myself. There's a couple of more, you know, flavorful words that I use in there and go, come on. So, but it's still fun.
Well, you know, it's funny because you talk about, you know, just talking out loud, and it's communication is definitely one of those use it or lose it skills all the way around. You know, I'm pretty fortunate. You could say that my customers are unfortunate with my day job, because I spend all day talking to them on the phone. So I almost never shut up. But, you know, just thinking about talking to yourself, it reminds me of that book, Conspirata. You know, the one talking about Cicero.
Yeah,
that's the guy in the Senate. Huh?
Yeah, I know the book.
Well, in that it talks about how he would just sit there and talk out loud so that he would learn to control the timbre and pitch of his voice. And then he would talk, you know, it recounted those times when he would go out and they would say that he would argue with the ocean, because the idea was to get it so that he could project his voice louder than the crashing waves, so that when he was in the Senate, his voice would carry better.
Yeah.
So there's something to be said about, you know, those exercises that you do on your own and how insane they might seem, but hey, practice is practice in the end, right? And that's kind of the nature of what you got to do, is just be willing to sometimes be a little crazy, you know,
Yeah.
act a little different. And who knows, maybe that's what's going to make people go, gee, I wonder what that guy's doing. Because,
Yeah.
you know, I'll go out and shout at the ocean for a while if I can get to an ocean.
I'd pay to see that. That'd be fun to watch. Jake out
Yeah.
screaming at the oceans. So it's like in Forrest Gump. Remember that? Forrest Gump, Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, he ain't got no legs, but he's got a hell of a heck of a lot of heart.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. So
I thought of Arrested Development when Job's trying to throw the letter into the ocean.
yeah, and it just keeps blowing back on him. Yeah, that's
a great one too.
So, but forgive me for that. Sorry, there's a cough.
But
Myself. So
no, that's I'm with you though, Rixie. Getting out and talking to people is the itch. You know, it's what's been needing to happen. So
well, that's what's so good about this is that you guys get together and talk, and you can invite people like me on, and I can come in and talk, and people can come in and listen and feel like they're a part of a conversation, even if they don't know quite what it's going to be about. You know, if it's going to be about us talking about arguing with the ocean, or you know, anything else under the sun. So, but it's important just to have people have an opportunity to come and be able to talk and share their opinions about things that have been, you know, plaguing mankind forever. It's time for us to open up our minds and start thinking about different ways to solve age-old problems, because the technology dictates that we need to, or else we're going to get left behind by it. So that's just seems to be what we need to do.
Well, and if we've got the means to communicate at a distance and see each other, there's the practice right there.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of the key. It's been really neat, the fact that we've been able to see this kind of progress and evolve since, it'll be 6 more transmissions and it'll have been a year. You know, so what's that? 3 months, and we'll hit the year mark. You know, and just watching it grow and move, and having the chance to talk about the things that we have and the people that we've had a chance to talk with has been really cool, because this is such an ever evolving thing as well. Just like the conversations that we have day in and day out, talking about different avenues and aspects of karma and how it can help people and what it can do, and how it's here to change things, not save things. Like, it's been interesting to watch how this has evolved in those same patterns, you know, because in the end it's a heartbeat. There's a part behind it that just, you know, you feel it all the time, and it's an easy thing to almost set your watch to and dial into and start feeling a part of the conversation, you know. So, and this has been a great chance to see how that can spread and grow with all the different people that we've had, you know, especially Clint and Naomi being on, because those are 2 really fun viewpoints to have. And then to throw in somebody like Rex or an Eric, it makes it for a nice fun mix of all those different conversational pieces.
Well, yeah, you can tell that everybody here loves and likes each other, you know, and want to sit and talk about just about anything. But you know, one thing we all have in common is that we, like you said, we share that common heartbeat. It's not my idea, it's not your idea, it's our idea. It's karma. And yeah, it's something that has been progressing forever, and we need to, you know, like you said, it's not a broken thing. There's nothing wrong. It's just getting it back in order and getting people back in track and getting our economic system back in line to how it's supposed to work and operate, and so that it does what it's supposed to do, so that it's a tool that benefits our society instead of hinders our society. So, you know, that's the power of economics, and that's what the power of karma coupled with economics can do, is bring goodness to good people so that they have more resources and more ability to do more good. And that just sounds good. There's a lot of goods in there. So
That's good.
Yeah. But That's why I like getting together and talking to you guys about all this stuff, about in just anything. When me and Clint get together, we talk a lot about movies, and funny, we talk about movies everywhere else and TV shows and stuff like that we like. You guys talk a lot about magic, and the thing that they all have in common is they bring people together. And that's what karma is in a nutshell, is something to bring people together that might have different interests, different likes, but give them something that they can grab onto and say, this is a part of me and a part of how I express myself and leave my mark in this world, So it's a lot of fun that way. But it's just, that's what's so great about it, is it doesn't, you don't have to believe that it can do amazing things. You just have to believe that it's worth your time, Good karmas.
It's universal. Everybody's got to eat.
Yeah.
And everybody has to get along. And it doesn't matter what your views are politically or what your orientation is or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's a universal need, is for people to be good to each other and for hungry people to eat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
And and it's those commonalities, even though some of them may seem like problems and hurts, but those are what makes us human. That's what binds us together. And so that just gives us the opportunity to think creative and do what human beings have done since the beginning of time, thrive and find new ways to move forward on this planet. So this is just an extension and the next evolutionary step of all kinds of different ways in which we've chosen to express and interact as human beings. It's just getting it back to the basic rule and get rid of all the mucky muck and the
the gobbledygook.
Well, just preset conditions. Like one of the problems with common law is that it gets so common you don't know what to do with it and where to go, because all the problems get so wide and so varied. So it's better to have, the ability and the flexibility of that, but also have a core fundamental thing that you can, like you say, a heartbeat to grab a hold of, so you don't get lost in all the rest of it. Because sure, it's legal for you to do a lot of things, but is it good? Is it right? So that's the trouble with the law stuff. So. And that's why we choose to do it in the free market, make it a business opportunity, is because it'd be real easy to say that, hey, this is now a government program or something where we're going to tax and force everybody to do it against their will. That would make my job real easy. But instead, I choose to compete in the free market and try to change your minds and your hearts and have what is already in there, because if it's in mine, it's in ours, or in yours, because it's a reflection. And that's that, being good to each other is how we thrive. So why doesn't our economic system make it profitable to be good to each other? So anyway, I've been rambling quite a bit, because look at this. I can see this line in my beard that looks like great big look at that.
Yeah.
I look like an old, like the Burger King guy.
Yeah. I can see mine too, just because I'm grayer on the chin.
Yeah. So
I've had it trimmed too recently, so it doesn't blend. But it's funny, because the one thing that you talk about that's so unique about the free market that goes along with all of that, Rex, is the fact that instead of, government mandate means that you've got somebody telling you what to do, and the answer is always to take responsibility yourself, right? If you want to solve a problem, don't wait for somebody to come in and do it for you. You take care of it yourself. If your basement's flooding, you don't just stand around with your thumb up your butt the whole time. If you do, you're probably just going to end up ruining your house. You got to do something, give somebody a call, make some sort of action, but you have to do something, right? And that's one of the biggest parts behind, the free market system that allows for anybody to do, is if you've got an idea and a way to try something out, bring that idea to the table and give it a chance. That's the whole idea behind it. And that's the biggest part that I look at with a lot of things is why look at somebody else to solve a problem like hunger? You know, is it too big for me? Is it too big for you? No. Any one of us can tackle it if we just try, right?
Yeah.
So that to me is the underlying one is the personal responsibility, take an action, go out and do something about it. Because if all you've got is enough time to complain about it and you're not trying, nothing's going to get done. You got to go out and act. It's the answer, So,
Yeah.
because I'm with you every step of the way where it, play these problems, like you said, they've plagued us forever. And the thing that everybody keeps looking at is who's going to solve the problem? Well, why not say, I'm going to solve the problem? And how am I going to do it? By participating in something that allows me to come in and participate alongside it, right there with it every step of the way, making sure that my energy is returned to me as well, because that's natural law, and that's one of the biggest things that business should actually follow, because it's just like planting fields and crops. If you follow natural law, there's always a return, right? Something always comes back around. And gee, that sounds a lot like karma,
Yeah.
right? So, because I'm with you. The one thing that you have to do though is it's on you to act. If you don't do anything, well, nothing happens, which is an action, sort of, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
Who?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, just
My light coming on and off.
yeah, that definitely doesn't hurt. So it's funnier the heck that it just keeps doing it. But like I'm saying, it's a great metaphor for human existence. We have times of darkness and times of illumination. And you look great when the light's on. You look menacing when it's dark. And that's kind of how come we need to shine a little light on hunger and poverty, is to make it not so scary. Come at it. Like the way of the fist, like in Cobra Kai. Yeah, so have you guys watched? Yeah, me and Jake watched the new Cobra Kai.
Did you watch Cobra Kai, Clint?
Season 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Great show. So good.
I'm impressed as all get out. That's how you do reboots or bring back a franchise. How they did it, just absolutely perfect.
I thought you were supposed to nuke the characters everybody loved and start fresh.
Well, that would be second, my second choice. So, but I do like the fact that I get to see old, Danny Lazuko.
No, I agree. That's why that, we talk about it over and over. That's where Star Wars dropped the ball. It's like, go with what got you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then act like you've been there.
Yeah. Well, it's that's the best thing about archetypes in storytelling, is that we can hear the same general story over and over again as long as you tell it really well. And that's where they dropped the ball. They dropped the archetype and decided to try to tell some sort of story, but it just turned to mush. And so you lose those, the key things that grab and drag you into it. Because it's just with all of it, it's traditionally the big heroes have to go through hell to get, to become what they are. And they don't do it because they got bribed to do it. Most of them do it because it's just needing to be done. Talking about the responsibility part, is that that's why they become the hero, is everyone else is too scared to go face down the monster, like in our case, hunger. And so what's fun with ours is that we decide to make it to where it, if we link arms, we all go out together, we stare at the beast. It's not that big at all. So it's just a matter of mathematics and compounding interest. And those words might sound familiar because the banks and everybody else that's ever had power or money or have had any way to control and build things, that's what they use is interest, and they compound it. And so that's how come we've decided to do the business the way in which we do it, is that, not only do we bring the power of sales and the power of free market, but it also, with network marketing, allows for the capability and possibility of compounding interest. And so that can generate, massive amounts of change and good for people. So it's just making sure that it's fair and that it's just everybody knows what the game is from the very beginning. And that's why it's got to be as basic and easy to understand as karma. So
Yeah.
did I wrap that up? Did that come around at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Being the hero.
Yeah. Giving everybody fun opportunities to do that, and do the things that people are, just too afraid to try to do. So, because that, yeah.
What I'm seeing, it's funny because if I had to put a picture on this, right, I'm seeing some guy go walking out with like a sword in one hand that says compounding interest, just as the blade and the letters, and then another arm with the what was the other one that you said? Compounding interest in
I don't know.
The other one, Rex.
I don't know. What one was it?
You said it.
Yeah, well, I say a lot of things. So
you're killing me here. You're killing me.
Yeah.
But it's that idea. Those are the weapons that we have chosen to use to fight this beast called hunger. That's you know what I mean? If you're trying to wrap it up into a what is it, the hero's journey archetype that you're going into, that's essentially what it is, right? Those are our weapons for combat, is compounding interest, and in all reality, it's spreading an idea is the other side,
spreading karma, doing good love,
spreading karma, and the idea that through taking something like wanting to end hunger and applying an economic structure to it, that it can be fought in that fashion. That's what it comes down to, because those are our weapons of choice. A lot of people are going to go out and say that a church has got to do it, and that's their weapon against hunger. And it's okay. It's done so much. Ours is economics. Yeah,
it's investing.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of a world do you want to live in? How do you want people to act? What do you want it to be like? And if it's worth that to you, if it's something that sounds like it's worth, trying to aspire to, then it's worth investing your time, energy, and money into. And that's what Karma Incarnate gives the possibility of, is to actually invest in being good. Because that's the craziest part about it, is forever that hasn't been a possibility. Ways in which to earn an income or to generate cash have been through, physical labor, or like we've done, like banking, compounding interest, and now through debt and all these new ideas of doing it. That's showing what economic wealth really is. It's just the power of the mind and being willing to act. So putting an economic dollar amount to that brings it actually into the game, and then being able to reward people with that dollar amount again. It's just that basic thought of like, well, why don't people do more nice things? And then you go, well, it doesn't pay to do nice things. Well, what if it did? What if it did? And it's just that's it right there. What if it did pay to be good?
Yeah, and therein lies the consistency of it.
Yeah.
If you can sustain yourself, you can sustain others.
Yeah. And that's and what's really fun is you can say it's my business to be good to people. I don't just do it as a hobby or when I feel like it. It's my business. This is one of my purposes in life, is to actually go out and help people. And you do that by investing in your community, investing in yourself. And that's what getting into the economic game gives you the ability to do, is you now become an entrepreneur. That's investing in yourself. You now are buying a product that goes out to help people. That's investing in your community. you're now have the ability to share that idea and help people understand the same principles. That's investing in the future. And you compare, you put all that together and you shake it up, and we call it karma. And what's really crazy about it is this is how we do it. Talking about being good to each other, talking about helping each other, talking about investing and being the people that we knew we could be from the beginning. It's just we're too afraid to put our money where our heart is. So that's where, this opportunity comes along and should knock your socks off. Because anyway, so
it's true.
Yeah, but anyway, you guys see, once I get, that's what I mean by this energy. I can feel the energy of the new year coming, and just, with seeing how crazy the world has been and how extreme just our lives seem to be going, jumping out to political extremes, it makes it so a message like ours, which is very universal, to where it doesn't matter about any of those things. We just want to know, do you want to try to invest to make hunger go away? And that can bring, that message has now more than ever become almost taboo because everybody's jumped so far out. So it's a prime opportunity for us to talk and share an idea that isn't crazy. It's as basic as the sunshine, but it is so new and revolutionary to the way in which we're acting that it can bring people together. Because that's, one of the things that I am proud of with this business is that we never talk and share political factions or who or what we like, because that doesn't matter. But I can tell you that we have people in this business that do not see eye to eye, but they come together every month and invest to try to end hunger and try to spread karma. And that's how you heal and bring a nation together, is you give them a goal to do something bigger and better than themselves, instead of arguing about each other in the way in which they think. It's time to start looking within and building ourselves that way. So that got weird, huh?
No, I think it's important to say, and it's when you say they don't see eye to eye, there's the big lie. That's the big trick.
Yeah, you're right. That's it.
Because we basically all want the same things.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, those in power, if they can keep us not seeing eye to eye, they can maintain their power.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't doubt anybody's desire or want to try to do good in these places of power, but it's too much responsibility for you, for everybody to try to expect to solve all the issues with one thing. It's much better to give specialized people the ability to go after certain things, and that's what karma does. Is it just competes, in the ability in the game of trying to help feed people and do good, and that should ease up tension and resources and give people more opportunity to spend it in better ways. So, but that's yeah. Power is a crazy thing because it's infectious, and people feel like it's the only way to manifest power is to exude it over other people. But the most powerful people that have moved and shook history know that it's the opposite. It's the willing giving up of power that shows true strength and ability to lead people. And that's one of the things that karma does best too, is it's a willing sacrifice, economically, to try to do something that is said to be impossible. But that's what makes it so real, is that's sorry, it gets me going a little bit on that, because it's it's a scary, sad, hard time in this world, but it's also the most amazing, miraculous time. So it's through the chaos can come great reward, and I think we need to lean into the human aspect of what makes us good and kind, so that way we can progress it forward that way, instead of going back to what we've already seen and known. A lot of destruction and death and anger and hurt, and it's like, yeah, that game's been played. Let's see something new. So Anyway,
Yeah, amen.
It's the truth, and love has always taken us further than anything else, and looking after each other is always been the key. You know, that's how humanity made its way forward, and the sheer fact that we haven't found ways of letting that be what makes people earn an income or find ways to make more and invest more in humanity is insane. You know, the fact that we've never been able to couple our humanity within a system like that to actually make it all work. You know, everyone thinks that it's got to be done through dictates, and the hardest thing behind that is twofold. One, if you're looking to somebody else to solve your problems, like you said earlier, they're never going to solve your problem because they're going to worry about their problems first. You can't help anybody if you're drowning yourself, right? So when you surrender power to other people, of course they're going to use it their way, and surrendering power should only be done when you have excess, because at that point you're not giving up yours. What you're doing is you're letting others make use of the extra that you have. You know, it's more like guidance than it is actual control. And when you guide something, you don't say this is what it has to be. You just, here it is. You know, you let people make it of their own. And the one thing that's been crazy is that people are afraid, and fear is one of those things that is the most, it's the most controlling emotion, they say, is fear. But it's when you actually face your fears and like you said, challenge the beast, that you come out the other side and you realize, wow, that was worth it, every second of it, because the rewards are always so much more. And if you can think of what the reward would be if humanity ended hunger, if nobody had to spend another dime to feed themselves,
we'd find something to complain about.
Yeah, we'd have to find something, and we'd have to look really hard to find things to complain about, because
but we're good at that too. We're really creative. We're good at solving problems, but we're really good at bitching about them too.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So and I don't want to get rid of one or the other. I just want to change the subject matter. So
exactly.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
And it's time to let love be the thing that brings that change. That's the part that everybody thinks they can dictate a change, and that's never how it works.
Well, yeah, it's power of creation. Love is where it all starts.
Mm-hmm.
So,
love and responsibility.
Yeah. Those two, by those powers combined, it's no wonder what karma agents can do around the world. Mm-hmm. So, what's your shirt say, Clint?
I don't know.
Oil Bumbia? Oh, Columbia sports gear. Look at that. Light turns on just in time to show it off. It's like it was timed.
38.
Yeah. There you go.
A hoodie.
A hoodie. So.
Good one to have.
Yeah, Mom, I'll have a drink. Thanks.
Jedi is now the enemy of the Republic. Of the Republic. Do what must be done.
Yeah. What's crazy?
The prequels, are you?
Huh?
You're channeling the prequels, are you?
Channeling the Emperor.
Mm-hmm.
See, and that's one of the things about the prequels that sucked was it was that they didn't do enough of the Emperor. Like, he's a great character, and this was a good time for it. And he just was there, and then a senator, and then, they should have had him be teaching and training Vader. How cool would that have been? Getting to see him, show him, give him the gears.
How cool would any of it have been that they didn't do?
Well,
how cool would any of it have been that they didn't do?
Of all the things they didn't do,
it might not have been that good. Well, I think, yeah. Did you watch that thing that I showed you, Clint? All of the prequel guy, whatever his name is. Here's a shout out to some guy on YouTube. I can't remember what his name is, but he did some prequel stories.
I watched the first one and started the second one, and then I don't know what happened. Is YouTube refreshed?
Oh yeah,
YouTube refreshed on me, and then I never got back to it.
Yeah.
That frustrates me to no end.
me too. I hate that, and the only thing worse is when like Netflix does it, and it signs me out of everything, and then I can't remember my password, and then it's like a meltdown for a day and a half because I just refuse to.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like one of the worst first world problems.
Oh yeah, it's just, you expect me to remember all this crap? Like, good Lord.
Yeah.
I got a thing in my pocket to remind me.
Well, re-find
when
it
to
on
wake up.
YouTube to remember about it, and then re-find it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've got lists of stuff saved, and then I never go watch the stuff I saved because I'm too busy scrolling the new stuff. It's a fiasco.
Oh yeah, YouTube's addicting.
Content
awful.
overload.
Yeah.
It is.
So, but it's great because it gives us a platform to use and people to get out and talk. But man, it's rough. But
Yeah.
so, well, I know that with the new year coming in, everybody's getting all their stuff figured out. I know Clint was talking a little bit about Nisha's going to go to Cancun.
I thought both you guys were.
Yeah, we both are.
That's awesome. I wish I could go somewhere. And we've had Disney season passes for years, Jake, Ayame, and I. But now those have gone the way of the dodo for a minute.
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah, it's just brutal. But what is it for work, or is it because I thought it was something like she won it, or did she just book it?
No, she just booked it.
Oh, cool. Okay, see, I'm making all kinds of stuff up.
She just wanted to go on a vacation, so.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
We'll have to get tested up and go, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be able to travel, I think now, I don't know, because things are starting to loosen up again. Like California, they just were announcing they're going to open up back up to dining outside and some other stuff.
Well,
but
yeah, the power's changed. So
yeah, everything's shifted, so we can.
So things are gonna change.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
And the owner of my work, he's going to Costa Rica in like a week, and he's gonna be down there for like 2 or 3 weeks. So that's the thing, is there's still some travel. There's a lot of loops and hoops and stuff that you have to jump through to make it all happen. And some places, like, you can't go anywhere in Europe and stuff like that right now. So it's all kind of iffy. But last I heard, the Canadians are still stopping us from going up there. So who'd have thought they'd kick us out?
Probably a good career move.
Yeah. They're like, but I don't know. I'd love to go somewhere.
Yeah. Makes two of us.
Where?
Yeah, I don't know if it'll happen or if we'll end up delaying it, because now a lot of stuff, when you book things, you can postpone it because of COVID, and they're lenient about it. And it was such a good deal that she jumped on it, so that we got the good deal. And then if we need to push it out, we will.
Yeah.
As it sits now, we're slated to go the end of February.
Oh wow, that's coming right up.
Cool.
I know.
That'll be here in no time.
Soon. I'm way too fat. Getting my Cancun Speedo, it's not going to look good.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about
the worst thing than weight. It's the hair when it comes to a Speedo. Don't nobody want to see that.
I look fantastic in a Speedo, but I can't share too much good with the world.
That's right.
Yeah, but it'd be a lot. There'd be a lot of share in there. So, more than just the ocean rippling. But,
yeah. Yeah, I'll have to have her shave me down before we go. It's a whole deal.
Yeah.
And
You stick me on a beach, it just looks like somebody found a relic from the past out of an iceberg and laid it out on the beach and de-thawed it.
melted it out,
This pasty white hairy thing.
getting them ready to go join college and take classes.
Yeah, Encino Man style.
Yeah. So I don't look much better. Like I said, look at that, like just that curl right there. That thing is pretty.
Looks good.
I'm telling you, man, this beard's a monster. That's a long old thing.
Sure is.
Yeah.
I don't have the fortitude to grow them out as long as you guys.
Oh, I wish it was fortitude because mine's 110% laziness. I'm just a lazy turd. The thought of going and getting a haircut is, I don't know. I'm a weird guy. I'll spend my money on all kinds of stuff, but cutting my hair, buying new clothes, that's never a priority for me. Like,
I would go and get haircuts if they gave me a discount for the top, but they don't.
Yeah, take a little off the top of my bill, like my head, Barbarella.
They don't got to do anything up here, and they don't give me any credit or discount it or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just shave it, trim it. My stuff's all done in house.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's good too with Nisha, you know, that she'll help you do that and keep you. I'm sure that I could get mom to cut my hair, but then I'd be saying my mom cuts my hair.
She doesn't cut my hair or my beard. I just do that with clippers.
Just zip her off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But she's got to do my back because I can't reach it.
You don't have
If you
one of those
could,
like
that'd be
long,
pretty impressive.
super stretch razor things that are like on that back scratching 3-foot long stick. You seen those?
Oh, they have something like
Yeah,
that?
they have things like that. It's got like a safety.
Oh, God.
Don't cut yourself.
Yeah.
Better not tell Nisha about that. Well,
No,
it's probably better if she's back there.
That's difficult. You ever try to do stuff in the mirror when you're
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to shave
Oh, yeah.
it? You go the wrong way because it looks like you're going the other way. And
Mhm.
Yeah, I just close my eyes and go like this. So seems to help a touch, but you know,
Go all on field.
it's awful because like I'm connected here, and but that's what comes with being big grizzly bearded guys. The most interesting people in the world because we look like we're gonna come, you know, raid and tear down the walls and pillage and rape your village, but instead we show up with karma food and stickers, and they're like, "Hey, can we help?" It's a bit of a weird way to look at it, but I'm telling you, that's how, from the most unexpected of places, you know, that's where magic happens.
yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, well, we didn't get Ayami in here.
No, she didn't show up, and we've only got a couple of minutes left, so I figured we can give Rex a few more minutes to talk about whatever, since that's how it works. Is the guest gets the wrap up.
Give me a minute to talk about whatever. You're crazy.
No,
And yeah, and don't
That'll
screw
be
up.
interesting.
don't screw up, dude.
But no, I just want to tell you guys, like every time I am super duper proud of you guys doing this, and thank you so much for coming on, because it's hard, it's scary, it's most people wouldn't even want to spend 5 minutes talking, let alone an hour, and then do it 20 times, you know, in as many weeks. So, well, that's a lie. It's more weeks than that, and double the weeks. So, but you know, it's people doing little things, taking the time to talk about ideas that are crazy, taking time to think about ways of changing the world in which we live. That is actually how the world changes. It's not through, you know, going out and complaining about what there is. It's about taking the opportunity to look at it and think creatively and solve it. So that's where we're at. We got nothing but potential. We've got nothing but amazing possibilities. It's just we need people to understand that what we're playing is an economic game, and this economic game is to try to make it so that hunger will be taken out of economics. So that's that way. It's a need, a thing that human beings rely on. It shouldn't be tied to the way in which we earn an income. And so if we can earn an income by taking it out of the system, that's, getting two birds with one stone. So that's what we're going to do. And it's just, we need people to understand that we made up the game so we can change the rules. We can play, but you don't, the biggest part of that is you don't get rid of the game. So we can't destroy each other. We need to come together and reevaluate, think of new ways to do it, play the game, have some fun. And did I say play the game? So.
You did.
Yeah.
Well, I think everybody wants to, it's human nature. I think it's just to not take on the responsibility and to shoot off blame. You can blame a system or blame the tools, but no, it's the fallacies in our own hearts that get us into the problems. It's not, don't hate the game, hate the players,
Amen. So yeah, well, we've solved a million problems on this planet. It's just finding ways
Time
to do
for
it.
hunger to be one.
Yeah, well, and it's if you do it by doing the same actions that we've done forever, you should expect the same results. So things that institutions that have had an opportunity to do it, it's not that they have failed, it's just that they have seemed to not be able to live up to the responsibility that, well, I guess that would mean that they failed, huh? They can't get the job done, so it's time for other people to have different ways of looking at it, but
right.
Yeah,
Monopolies, they say, are a bad thing. So why should they have a monopoly on calling what a monopoly is? Right?
Yeah.
And we look at it and say, hey, why don't we break up your monopoly on that and start seeing if we can do it better?
There you go.
Play the game, Rex.
Yeah. This one's had a weird energy to it, guys. I like I say, I'm feeling electric, but it's a million thoughts, a million things going through my head, and it's hard to condense it all and to talk about it, especially something like this that's so ingrained in everybody that it almost feels counterproductive to talk about karma, because it's not my idea, it's our idea. I shouldn't have to explain this to you. Everybody understands that if you do good, you should get good. If you do bad, you should get bad. So, let's put our money to work in that system. Let's make it a business opportunity to be good. And it's the most simple of idea, but a million ways to explain it. And that's life in a nutshell, I guess. And I'm just glad that we get to continue the conversation and change the language a little bit and bring karma back into the focal point, So
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I love you guys. That's what I'm going to say is my last piece of stuff. It was fun to see you. I love the heck out of you. So
thanks for coming on, Rexy, and chatting with us and laying down some karma love for everybody. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to contact us and ask, because that's how we solve and work these problems out, is by people asking them. And no question is too big or too scary, because I'm telling you, I've been told I'm crazy. I've been told that I'm doing something that's nuts and that it's a pyramid scheme and that this is crazy and blah, blah. We've heard a million things, but the one thing that's crazy is that pyramids have lasted for thousands of years because it's a great structure. And every business that I've ever seen follows the structure of somebody at the top moving down in levels, and it looks like a pyramid to me. So let's have the debate. Let's have the discussion. Let's start to argue about why and what can make this world better. Because I'm telling you, it's economics. It's the thing that has been bringing people together since the beginning of time. Trade. That's how we solve this problem, is we learn from each other, we interact with each other, and we lean on the thing that's brought us together. So,
we perfect what we already know.
Yep. Do the things that make us great, lean into them. So
not burn it down.
Yeah, that's just means we have to rebuild, and that wastes time and energy,
and
so,
kills a lot of people.
Yeah, And you know, all great things in life have gone through reformations, and you know, revolutions are bloody, but reformations seem to change the way people think. So we like to say in karma, it's a re-evolution. So it's just what has to happen. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Don't
okay,
revolt,
Jakey.
evolve.
Yeah, don't revolt, evolve. That's a good way to put it. And you remember on whenever anybody says revolt, it makes me think of that Mel Brooks movie, History of the World, when the guy goes when he comes running into
It's revolting.
Yeah, King Louis the 14th, and he's like, "Sir, the peasants are revolting." He goes, "Yeah, you said it. They stink on ice." And it's like, yeah, that's just funnier than heck. Leave it to Mel Brooks. So
He's a
and that's
wizard.
what we need back too: humor, context, letting people be
Yeah.
people. So that goes a long way in finding tolerance and patience, so that way we can find common ground and love. And you know, that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna really shut up this time, Jakey.
Hey, keep talking, Rexy. Keep going if you want to, man. I was just listening in.
I keep acting like I'm gonna say something profound and end it on it, but you know, it's just.
Well, the wrap up is that I've actually got to close the show and tell people where they can find us again. So
You're
that's
gonna tell people where to go.
yeah. If we're going to shut it down. So for those of you that joined us, thank you for coming in. This is a Karmic Transmission number 20. You know, we got coming up on that year mark, guys. It's going to be really cool when we get there. But for those of you that want to find us, you can find us at karmaincarnate.com on Facebook and YouTube, Karma Incarnate. You can find us on YouTube or on Twitter at the Karmic Feed. As always, guys, if you ever have questions, if you ever want to know anything, reach out to us. We'd love to tell you what we're doing, how you can get involved. And more than anything, we'd love to hear what you want to do too. Let's hear about how you want to change the world and what we can maybe do together to make that stuff happen. So until next time, guys, I love you. Thanks again for joining us on the transmission there, Rexy. Clint, always a pleasure, brother. We'll talk to you guys later.
Anytime. Love you guys.
Hugs.
See ya. Hugs.
Here's a digital hug. Best brothers, best men, even better, you know, karma agents. So see you guys.
See you guys.